So today marks one day after the 5 months follow-up from my double jaw advancement surgery. Um, you can check out my nose; it's still messed up. I'm actually 1 week to the day from reconstructive nose surgery for septal collapse and nasal deformity, it's called. So when they pulled the tube, I think I mentioned before, when they yanked the tube out or pulled the tube out, um, I think yank is more appropriate. My septum went from this way to that way, and one of the residents tried to fix it at bedside the next day, and like stuck his thumb in my nose and tried to straighten it out, which obviously did not work. So pretty much every appointment since the surgery, we've discussed fixing my nose once it healed. So what happened was my nose healed, or rather my septum healed sort of sideways. Instead of vertically, it's horizontal. And now there's scarring in there. And I've had a previous deviated septum repair, which removed some bone. So this surgery next week is considered a reconstructive repair, which is going to require two surgeons. My jaw surgeon is going to remove the screws that are along my sinuses and under my nose, which cause my nose to flare a little bit, and try to give me some relief, because every morning when I wake up I am swollen in through here, and I think it's because of just the proximity of the screws to the sinuses. So that's going to get removed. It's going to give more room for my nose to sort of go back to normal, and I think they're going to sort of shorten and flatten some of the cartilage because of the jaw being pushed forward. It flared my nose, and then the septum being completely sideways. What I understand is they're going to rebuild it, rebuild the inside of my nose, and a plastic surgeon slash ENT is going to do that. ENT, ear, nose, and throat guy who does reconstructive plastic surgeries, and they're going to do it by extracting a part of my rib and rib cartilage to take a bone graft to use the rib bone to rebuild the bone that's no longer there, and use the cartilage to rebuild the inside of my nose. So apparently my nose is going to look just like it did before, which will be good, because I haven't been comfortable with my appearance for some time, and less than the appearance as much as the discomfort. You can hear that I'm nasally in sound. A lot of people say that they don't notice it, but I certainly do, because I'm the one that hears myself talk. As far as the overall symptoms are concerned, in terms of the recovery, I still, along here and in here, it's not, I have feeling, let's say, but there's no, it's more like a Novocaine feeling, like when I'm coming out of Novocaine. I can feel pain because I bite my lip quite a bit. I can feel it when I shave. I can feel this. It just feels like tingly and numb, like not normal. My upper lip has been pretty good, but this week I'm at the beach, and I'm not sure if it's the moisture in the air from the ocean, but it's felt extra stiff, and it's bothered me. So I feel like my speech is relatively impacted, because when I do speak, I really have to work hard to enunciate. Otherwise, I sort of mumble and trail off. The thing that I think is the biggest concern, and hopefully it'll be fixed with the surgery, is like I don't have a lot of room to like show my teeth when I smile, because everything is all, the septum being sideways and my nose being down. It like kind of forces everything to like crunch up. And so, as much as I really like the way my teeth turned out from the braces, can't see the top because there's no room for me to smile. So I'm like bottom teeth only, if any, and it's uncomfortable to like even smile or try to show my teeth. Not that I want to show my teeth, but the idea is that I just can't seem to have a comfortable sort of look. Like, and from the side you can see how it's like hooked down and it's flat, and from this side you can see it just doesn't look right. I mean, and it's flat, and it's kind of like what the surgeon called like a saddle appearance. I apologize for the background flare, but I mean, hopefully you get the idea. If you go through this surgery, my guidance is, it's great that all these people have all these like great stories of like how to eat out of a straw and drink out of a straw, which is okay. That's great. You can figure that out in about 20 fucking minutes. But it's the issue of the recovery and the time and the sensation in your mouth and in your teeth. When I bite down, like for instance on a carrot, it hurts. When I eat something like a pizza crust that's kind of like, you would think nothing, it hurts because it's like sharp in my mouth. So I've got a big scar all along my upper lip from the stitches and the sutures, and so that is like tender. So again, if I had to do it again, all these people say they would do it in a heartbeat. I would never ever consider it ever again. Yeah, I can breathe better, and maybe I'm not gonna die of a heart attack in my fucking sleep, but it is kind of misery 24/7. And hopefully with the nose repair, I won't be as miserable. But seriously, like right now, I'm struggling to determine whether or not it was worth it at all. Yeah, again, I can breathe and I don't have the apnea issues when I sleep, and that's going to be better for my heart over time. But the other challenges that I'm having with just the discomfort on a day-to-day basis and the feeling in my mouth and I speak for a living, I talk to people and present, and it's difficult to do that, and it has been for now 6 months, 5 months. And from what I understand of this surgery, because it's kind of a major reconstruction, again, I'm going to miss the whole entire soccer season this fall because of the playing, that is, because it's a rib repair. And now that's 6 weeks for the bone to heal. So, I mean, it's kind of, this whole year has been a bit of a wash for me, like physically. And like mentally, it's getting to be a real drain. Only because it's sort of hard. Like you wake up and you notice it, and you sit around and you notice it, and you're driving and you notice it, and you eat and you notice it, and everything you do, you notice. And when that's a 24/7 thing for months at a time, it really does not, it sucks. Like, luckily I don't sit around and dwell on it, but when I do take time like this to reflect, I recognize that, yeah, it does pretty much suck. But, I move on, I go forward, whatever. Hopefully this nose surgery next week will be, although a long recovery, if I get back to the way I looked appearance-wise before, if I can breathe out of my nose, which I cannot do right now, that will be great. And the fact that I have an open airway for my my mouth and when I open my mouth when I sleep, that's good as well. And I think hopefully with some more room in my nose to move and open my mouth, etc., it'll be less uncomfortable, that things will be better. So not that there's any pressure on this next surgery, but it better fucking work, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be probably pretty miserable, and then I have to figure out, like, is it gonna be like this always? So try not to be down on it, but sort of the more I talk about this out loud, and I haven't thought any of this through, by the way, this was kind of right completely off the cuff, it yeah, it pretty, like, not really